So after the wig has been blocked onto a styling mannequin head, you're going to prepare the hair for cutting and styling. Again, this is going to be a bob wig. It's going to be a stacked bob wig, which means we're going to focus a lot of the layering in the back. We're actually going to also change this into a steep side part. So what I'm going to show you first is actually how to do that. And that's also with preparing the hair as well. So with that being said, make sure you just have water. Do not have oil or conditioner in it as I did. And you're really just going to saturate the wig. And with that, after the wig is saturated, this is an opportunity for you to decide where that part is going to go. So you're going to use a very thin rat tail comb, and you're going to move that hair over and saturate it towards that direction. So this is if the wig does not have any defined parting in it that you want. This is how you set it. Now, if the wig has a defined parting, meaning that it has been ventilated according to the specifications of how the parting should be, then you should be fine. But if that is not the case, this is what you can do in order to set the parting. This also allows you to prepare the hair, because it's usually best when the hair is blown dry and out and there's no curls or bumps in the hair. When I mean no curls and bumps in the hair, meaning that you look at the bottom of the hair, the wig is already slightly cut into a bob, but it's bumped right now. So I want to take that out. So I'm just preparing the hair. Not only that, when you are styling a straight hair wig and you want to cut it, I do have a video already on here. I believe that's teaching you how to cut a basic bob, and you're cutting it with the hair wet. So make sure you check that video out. In this case, we're not going to be cutting it wet because we're going to be using clippers to do this. So it's another way you can do it that's faster and easier. It's great for beginners. So if you don't have a pair of, clippers to cut hair, like barber hair, then it might be a good investment if you plan on styling wigs quite often. So all I'm doing is trying to set where the parting is going to be. We'll play around with this parting a little bit more later. But so all I'm doing is setting it while the hair is wet. And then you have two options. You can either let it dry like this, or you can blow dry it out. And in the next clip, I'll show you how I blow dry it. All right, so now the hair is saturated. So when it comes to drying the hair, keep in mind you are able to just leave it air dry, or you could blow dry it. And there's two tools that you can use, which it's only one, but there's two types of tools. There are people who like to use a round brush to round and blow dry, and then there's, for easier learning purposes, just a nice little, dollar store wig brush. I'll just be honest, it's a dollar store wig brush. So we're going to use this one, and we're going to use whatever blow dryer you have, with or without a nozzle. This is a concentrated nozzle, so if you don't have one, that's fine. You can still blow dry the hair, but I prefer to use these. Makes it a little bit easier. You cut it on, and then I'll show you guys how you could just set everything. So I tend to start off with the part that I had to create the part and get that all set it, because the hair needs to get set to pull in that direction, because the hair wasn't originally ventilated in that direction. So this is how you set it. Now I'm actually going to show you how I like to work with the hair, especially with wigs. Using my hands only for setting. this method works just fine for me. So you have an option of, you know, just only using the brush or using your hands or both. So if you're going to use the brush, you're going to be blow drying it in that direction. Same thing for the rest, and just kind of blow dry it to air dry it and make sure that there's no curls or anything, because you're going to be cutting it later. But that's it. So I'm going to just go ahead and do this. So it's going to be sped up, guys. So it's not the best, you know, hair in the world, but it'll work for now. Cutting through it probably will be easier to glide through because it has a little bit of oil in it. It's very simple as washing the wig and then restyling it, but it's all ready for cut. So that's what you'll see in the next video. You'll learn the cutting techniques to a stacked bob, and we're going to use some quite unconventional tools.